refugees actually from Ukraine. Really, as I'm saying all of this, even me, I didn't think just a week ago it's going to happen this fast, that here in the capital city, in Kyiv, people are going to have to make this decision about to stay or leave. Now, you have to know that the border with Belarus is just to the north, 200 kilometers from here. Ukraine said that the explosions, in fact, those that we have heard this morning, that was initiated from Belarus, while Belarus said they never participated in any military support with that regard or assault and support of Russian troops. This is the problem at this point. A lot of things are blurry in terms of where things originate from. What we can see, of course, that the aggression from Russian troops is going beyond the region of Donbass, way beyond the border of Donbass, and the question really is just how far and how intense this what's being called an invasion is going to continue, and what that will trigger in terms of Ukrainians panicking, and what that panic actually means for security here on the ground.
What it sounds like there is the development of an information war, the sowing of mistrust and confusion. Thank you very much for your reporting again from Kiev. Well, German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock gave a statement earlier in which she pledged to unleash a full package of sanctions on Russia. Here's what she had to say.
Liebe Mitbürgerinnen und liebe Mitbürger,
fellow citizens, we find ourselves today in a completely different world. After months of preparation with lies and propaganda, President Putin decided tonight to make his threats come true. With his military attack on Ukraine, the Russian government is breaking with the most elementary rules of international order in the face of the world. Russia has selected this path unilaterally. For the last few weeks and months, we have tried everything we could to find a diplomatic, peaceful solution for this crisis. Russia has not responded to any of the offers we have made. Ukrainians have done nothing to deserve this spilling of blood. This war is aimed at destroying one thing for sure, the hopes of people in Ukraine that after decades of lack of freedom, that they would have a right to democracy, peace, and a better future without oppression. President Putin, you will never destroy this dream. It is growing in Ukraine, and it is growing in your own country. It is my firm conviction that in Russia as well, many people will be deeply embarrassed about this, will be outraged that in the name of Russia, there has been scrupulous murder on their brothers and sisters in Ukraine. Fellow citizens, compatriots, we are all shocked this morning, but we are not helpless. We have prepared for these events and will work together with our partners and allies in a concerted effort, and will coordinate every measure we take with the Ukraine, within the EU, within NATO, within the G7, and the full package.
The Ukrainian military doesn't want to reveal too much about what it's actually doing, but there are videos circulating on social media of explosions in Kiev itself. I just saw a video, so far unverified, that looks convincing of what looks to be Russian helicopters on the edge of Kiev near a military airfield there. Other incidents, I think we have heard from the Ukrainian government that they worry that this is Russian disinformation in an attempt to panic Ukrainians, to get the army to basically give up under the assumption that everything has already been lost. So it is very often difficult to really verify what the stuff is that we're seeing and if it actually happened in the place that it claims to. But yes, which is a very worrying situation, one that really makes it very hard for civilians to try and work out where to go and where they're going to be safe, because with those Russian troops in Belarus, basically all of the escapers out of Kiev west to Poland are pretty close to that Belarusian frontier. So if troops are coming across that border in any number, which we believe they might be, then that obviously means those refugees also look very vulnerable.
Nick, one more quick question. You've spoken to so many people there on the ground and soldiers who've been preparing for this moment. How prepared would you say the Ukrainian soldiers are?
Well, obviously they have been fighting those pro-Russian separatists in Donbass for 8 years, but obviously Russia, and they would argue that those pro-Russian separatists were basically the same as Russia, that they were, fighting with Russian weapons, often had Russian instructors or Russian officers commanding them. That's always been the Ukrainian line. But obviously facing off against Russia's official armed forces is a whole different story, and Russia has hugely superior equipment and possibilities in terms of its weapon systems, but they are on their home territory, and lots of people will tell you that they know the ground better, that they have a much better motivation. They're protecting their homes, they're not invading someone else's country, and that they will fight harder and longer than Russian conscripts sent here to Ukraine on not very clear pretext why they need to be here, except for securing Russian servants. So they feel that their motivation is a stronger one, that they have the support of the population.